Hi, I'm Michael Birch. I'm the former director-curator of the Art Gallery of Algoma in Sault Ste. Marie. I was also one of the principals in a research project that investigated all the sites that the Group of Seven painted in Algoma, which ended up in the movie Painted Land. In 1918, the story really starts. 3 artists and their patrons arrived in Algoma without any fanfare, without any notice, stayed here for 3 weeks. But within a decade, those 3 weeks transformed Canadian art and really helped to create a sense of Canadian identity. These artists, 3 of them, ended up in May of 1920, with 4 other like-minded artists forming the Group of Seven. These artists were absolutely in awe of the primal landscape of Algoma. It was the railways that essentially opened up Algoma and the rest of northern Ontario. Over time, Algoma ended up becoming really the focus of Canadian nationalism and Canadian pride. It became an idea of North. The Group of Seven, or at least different ones at different times, would leave Toronto every fall, and they would arrive in Algoma just as the forests were erupting into the riots of color which Algoma has been famous for. They spent every day working out of a boxcar for the first 2 years at least, and traveled around the immediate areas, hiking and paddling, and searching for compositions that would essentially speak to them and capture a sense of the spirit of the land. It helped to break them away from colonial art styles and introduced a modernism in the Canadian art. They came essentially 3 weeks every year, sometimes twice a year, and continued to do so between Algoma and the North Shore of Lake Superior for the next 10 years to 1928. Traveling into Algoma today is like entering a time machine. Many of the sites that they painted, in fact almost all of the sites they painted, are still recognizable today. As passengers travel to Agawam Canyon, the first real location for Group of Seven paintings is at mile 75 at Mongoose Lake. And they stayed at a cabin there for 2 years, 1920 and 21. The next stop is at Machiwana, mile 85. Not stop, that's where they stayed, on the siding in the boxcars. They painted there for years. Further on, mile 91, mile 92, the Trestle Bridge at Montreal River, one of their most famous paintings, Solemn Land by MacDonald. You can see mile 92. At Freighter, that's where you get your first glimpse of Lake Superior in the distance from the elevation of Freighter. And that's what MacDonald saw, and that's what he claimed to be experiencing, his first glimpse of God himself from Freighter. And then as the train descends along the valley into the canyon, there's all kinds of exposed rock faces across the valley. And those, again, were painted quite frequently, especially by J.H. MacDonald. You enter the canyon, it's very dramatic. You cross the Agawam River, there's rapids there, the cliffs almost close in on you as you enter the canyon, and then they expand and open up again. Just as the train is pulling past the Bridal Veil Falls, beautiful falls, especially in the autumn. The Group of Seven, their work really captured the magic of Algoma and still resonates today and hopefully resonates into the future. You can actually see real works of art by the Group of Seven in Sault Ste. Marie at the Art Gallery of Algoma. They had several in their collection.